Guys, welcome to the show. Welcome to the show. We're growing by, I don't know, 2-3 subscribers a week, so things are out of hand here. Burbs, let's see, what do we got? Old Forester, Prohibition. It'll kick you in the throat. It'll kick you in the throat, guys. It's not bad. It's actually, it's good, but you got to know what you're getting into there, everyone. It is not for the faint of heart. What is it, like 115 proof. It'll hit you. It'll hit you. Right in the old nuts there, / throat. Okay, so this week we are talking about moving to a new state. This is an email request that we get a lot. So for those of you who don't understand, just very basic background. My business, the 1911 Syndicate, centers largely around us producing content. And that content is inside of the firearms community, sort of military, law enforcement, hunters, stuff like that, right? So most of the guys that we have reaching out, and I say guys on purpose, it is 98% male. We get a lot of inquiries of people that want to move to a different state. And I'll just level with you guys. I've done this to myself. I have no one to blame but myself, right? But the nature of what I get a lot is, I'm tired of living in this liberal state and I want to go to this like conservative place. Okay, cool. I have no issue with that. Cool, dude. Rock on. I did that. I used to live in Southern California and I moved to Utah a few years ago because I was like, hey, Southern California is not in alignment with who I am and what I like to do anymore. So I'm all for it. But there's a way to go about moving to a new state and there's a way to not go about it. And I'm speaking a bit personally here. I'm going to kind of personalize this, okay? Because here's frequently, and I'm going to kind of tell you what to do and what not to do. As someone who has done it and as someone who deals with a lot of people who seek to do it, let me sort of give you some pointers here, okay? Here's how this doesn't go well. When you send me an email, or any agent for that matter, whoever you're messaging, right? But we get it a lot, where it's like, I want to relocate. Here was one from last week. Sir, ma'am, I think it was a ma'am. Yes, actually. If you're watching this, don't take any offense to this, okay? So it was, we're looking to buy a place in the PNC, or was it Pacific Northwest, PNW? Yeah, I was like, one, don't use an abbreviation with me that I might not understand. Fortunately, I figured it out. Pacific Northwest was what they were intending. But they're like, we're interested in Utah and Idaho, Montana, Wyoming, and it was like a couple other states. So here's how you don't get off to a good start. Give me basically half the freaking country and say, yeah, I want to move there. Well, that's not a location, okay? I need a location. What I can't do is say, okay, you want to move to the west half of the country? Like, put yourself in my shoes. What am I supposed to do with that? Okay, like that's one of those like, cool, okay. Like, what am I supposed to do with that? There's nothing to do there. So we need to get a lot more specific here, okay? I will always come back to you because people, for some reason, never think to include this when they message an agent, again, personalizing this, me, which is who, what, when, where, why, right? Give me the breakdown. Who are you? What do you do for a living, right? That's one thing I need to know is like, okay, you want to move from whatever. You're in Pennsylvania and you want to move to Utah. Cool, right on, dude, I'm with you. What do you do for work? Are you going to be moving out here and finding a new job? Well, cool. That's our first hurdle right there because you're going to be potentially unemployed when you get here, so you can't buy a house, right? So we need to figure out who are you? Like, who are you on paper? Like, do you have good credit? Do you have employment? Are you going to have employment if you relocate to a different state? Do you work from home, right? Who are you? The why is a big one. Why are you doing this, right? And again, another way just to not have me take you very seriously is to go, I'm tired of all the like libs in this state and I want someone telling me what I can and can't do on my land. Yeah, cool. I can't fuck with that, guys. Like I can't fuck with that. Like I'm just being honest with you, okay? Because you're not showing me signs of a serious buyer. When are we looking at doing this? Where being a big one. And first of all, when, if you tell me in the next 2 to 3 years, because we do get that on occasion, like, cool, like don't call me, email me in like 2 to 3 years. Like there's nothing I can do for you in 2 to 3 years, dude. That's called Google research is the phase that you're at right now, not the in my inbox phase of this. Where, we need to get a lot more specific on where. So let me give you some tips on kind of how to go about this, which is, I'll personalize it, okay? So when I was looking at moving out of California, Before I contacted any real estate agents or anything like that, I took it upon myself to start to learn about areas that I was interested in. So what I did was I came up with a criteria. I said, it was about 10 different things that are important to me. This is the kind of shit that you guys need to be doing if you want to move to a different state, which is, what are the things I care about? One, what's the cost of living? How much does it cost to live there? Like, that could mean gas prices, that could mean housing costs, like whatever. What's the cost of living like? What's the tax situation like there? That will, is going to carry more or less weight just depending on what you do and what sort of income bracket you're in, frankly. But I mean, hey, for, a lot of folks that move, they want to know what is the tax situation there. Moving from California, hey, anywhere was better. So what's the tax situation like? For me, a big one, what were the gun laws like? And this is where, hey, look, I don't discount you if you're like, I want to go somewhere where I can buy whatever guns are. Cool. I'm with you, dude. Still, like, do some research. What are the Utah gun laws like? We have constitutional carry, yada, 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 right? Go down that rabbit hole a little bit on Google. What's the traffic like? What's the growth rate, like in terms of the population? Like go down the list. What's the entertainment scene like? What's the culture like? Is it like a super religious place and you're like a hardcore atheist? I don't know. Like, what is it? Or like, think about your things, whatever it is, right? Come up with your list, identify some areas, like here's half a dozen to 10 areas that I think might meet the criteria. Or at the very least, here's 10 areas that I'm interested in where I'm going to do some research on a platform known as the internet about these areas. What I would recommend is get that thing narrowed down to 3 to 6 different areas. That's what I did. I think I had mine narrowed down to Utah, Wyoming, Dallas, Fort Worth, Austin. There's Nevada, Vegas area, and there was maybe one more in there. And then what I did was, hey, look, if I'm taking the process of moving out of state seriously, you need to go visit those areas, bottom line. And if you're like, look, I don't have the budget to go spend 3 days in 5 different cities, cool. Narrow it down to your top 2 and go visit those 2. Or narrow it down to your top 1 and go there, and it either passes the test or it fails the test, right? So you need to go visit these places. We have clients, I'm speaking fairly, attempting to speak quickly right now, because in an hour and a half, I've got house showings with clients that are moving here from out of state. Now, how I know they're serious is because their asses are here right now. They are in the state. They are visiting. They have gone through the pre-approval process, right? So I know that they can back up wanting to actually buy a place here. That's the fastest way that we will be able to weed you out, is if you go through the pre-approval process. Cool, good to go. Why am I doing the stupid thumb shit again? God damn it, stop doing the double thumbs up. I want to punch myself in the face every time I do it. If you go through financing, I know you're serious. If you, kick and drag your feet a little bit, cool. I'm not going to invest time into you, because frankly, there's nothing for me to do until that you get that actually done. Okay, so look, guys, if you want to move out of state, it is on you to narrow down, I'm interested in this area. And if you say hypothetically, like, I'm interested in moving to Utah, but I need to talk to someone that lives there to learn a little bit more about it, cool. That's a great time to reach out to someone that lives there, me in Utah, for example, and go, hey, can you tell me a little bit about the culture and what the traffic's like and what kind of budget I would need for housing, yada, 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 right? That's when you start actually talking to someone on the ground. When you're in the phase of like, a year from now, I'd like to move somewhere on the west half of the country, cool. Like, not really the time to be consuming someone's time with that. That's called the Google, right? So you go onto the Google, you type in your questions, and it's going to answer all those questions for you. I sound bitter, guys. I'm not, okay? I'm not. I run a little bit hot. I'm Irish, the shit just, like, our fucking blood boils very easily. But what it is I think because I'm like logistically a very sound person and I take preparation and research and everything, like I do my part on that. I'm like, that's what you need to do before you start consuming another human being's time. Consume your time learning about the places that you want to move. And if you are serious, you will go visit those places. There's no point in having 10 hours worth of phone calls if you're not willing to jump on a plane and fly to a place that you claim you're willing to relocate your life for, okay? So, probably the most jaded video I've ever done, but whatever, shit, it's my show. I can say whatever I want. So guys, I hope you're doing well. If you really need real estate help, we would love to help you. I know I probably sound like an asshole in videos. I can be, I don't desire to be. We would love to help you. We'd love to help you. I mean, hell, all week this week, we got clients in from out of state, between people from Arizona moving here and people from Georgia moving here. So, hey, look, I'm down, man. We like doing this shit and we're pretty good at it, but we're going to treat you with a level of honesty and respect to tell you the shit that you actually need to hear. Let's go ahead and wrap this up. I don't even like this video. I don't even know hardly why I'm still speaking. So let's just go ahead and wrap it up. The dog completely unimpressed as well. Drink your favorite bourbon tonight, everyone. And bye.